Hello, happy anime release witches! So in a continuation of my efforts to blend fantasy aesthetics into casual clothing, we're gonna be making more shirts. The concept here is like stuff that you might find on somebody's Witch Hat Atelier OC. For those watching who may be unacquainted with the media that I speak of, Witch Hat Atelier is a fantasy manga which is both narratively and visually delicious with some of the most gorgeous original costume design that I have personally ever seen. I'm not going to go too elaborate with these shirt designs because I kind of want them to be like quick and easy to make and also easy to wear. Like just chill. Just a very chill, casual time all around is what we're going for. Okay, so what I'm thinking here for the first one is like my shapes and my color placements are very inspired by like this like Envy Green Manor shirt that I have, which I am just now realizing has kind of exactly the same colors in exactly the same places as where I am going to put my colors, but you know. So the dress has this kind of like, this kind of shaped neckline, and I am thinking I might try to use it if it's got a good amount. So what I want it to be is like kind of loose up in this area and then cinched down here. So this is gonna be that green. I think I'm gonna have to like have a little, that's not the right fucking pen, have like an overlap kind of situation. So this piece kind of overlaps under here, and then this piece does the same thing symmetrically on top, and maybe have this open here. I don't know. I don't honestly know what I'm gonna do here. And then we've got, ooh, they're not that long. And then we're gonna like pull the tassels apart and keep the beads that are on them, and then just sew them on, you know, space them out around the waistline. May or may not do like an additional trim at the ends of the sleeves here. And then my second shirt, I want it to look a little bit more like kind of a, like if you took a button up and made it into a crop top. Originally, I wanted this one to be like a very, very simple thing, quick and easy, but then I realized recently that like if I want it to be properly Witch Hat inspired, I think I have to do pin tucks. Like I think I'm gonna have to put pin tucks on this. So if I do like kind of a like this and have the shape very inspired by like the apprentice dresses, pin tucks, and then along the back kind of like if this is the back of shirt, have this kind of be like a, oh, like this maybe. This is gonna be so annoying. I mean, pin tucks aren't really that bad, but making this shape work and like figuring out the math of it all is gonna be so annoying, but you know what? Okay, so here are the materials of choice for this project. First shirt is a combination of this, and these bitches. And then the second one is just gonna be out of this stuff. Just a plain little like, kind of very light gray. I found all of these at like, kind of exactly the same time. I think this one I found at Scrap. This I also found at Scrap. This one was at the East Bay Depot for creative reuse. And then this one was in like the remnants pile at Joann's. That's how long I've been holding onto these fabrics, by the way. They were pre-Joann bankruptcy. These two are just some very like nice, this is like a gauze. It's very sort of why am I doing this? Very like translucent. You can like very much see the light through it, so it'll be really nice and airy for like hot weather. This one similarly, it's not as lightweight, but it is quite, it's very soft. Also still like quite a lightweight fabric. I do not have a lot of this. I thought I had more of this. I may have to revise my plan a little bit. This is a dress that I found on the rack. It's got like embroidery on this side, it's blank on this side. And then these little things, I love these so much. Like shout out to fucking Shira Hamakamame for single-handedly getting me really, really into tassels. Cause I saw these and was like immediately, all of these, saw them and like immediately like the combination of them was like, oh, I need to make like Witch Hat Atelier clothes. Because like, look at all this. I guess in English, it would be Kamame Shirahama, but that feels really weird. That feels really weird. Okay, my first order of business is gonna be this shirt because I am going to the advanced screening, the like sort of like early screening of the first episode of the Witch Hat anime, and I decided on an impulse that I wanted to wear this shirt to that, so I gotta lock the fuck in. Can you all just speculate with me before I cut into this dress, because it's a goddamn enigma to me, because all of the seams are like, this is obviously the right side of the fabric because the other side looks like this, but like there are so many places where like this is turned over and like it's unfinished on the outside. This similarly is folded over and hemmed with the raw edge on the outside, and it's like I don't understand what the objective was here. Like the structural seams are on the inside, and then all of the finishing is turned toward the outside. Like, what was happening here? I had told myself that I really wanted the belt to be part of the shirt, but I keep thinking about my previous run of Kifri's Chapter 14 outfit, which is something that I'm going to remake eventually because now we have color for it. This thing, don't look at the pink. I didn't pre-wash my fabrics and the dye kept running. Closes like this, and it's like, it works, but it's like kind of annoying, and it makes washing it also kind of annoying. And I keep thinking about like, I don't want to do that. I don't really want to deal with having like one of these weird like half closures. And so I'm thinking about what my plan is for like the next run I'm gonna do of this eventually. And my plan for that is that it's gonna be like shirt and then like drawstring at the waist, and the belt part of it is gonna be an actual separate belt. So I think I might actually just do the same thing here and have this be its own belt, because that'll just be so much easier than cutting like really weird shapes in like the front pieces of my fabric, and I can just have this be a belt, and then I can wear it with other things if I want to do that. Like imagine that. Imagine versatility. This fabric, this like brownish fabric is like exactly the same as like this thread but in fabric form, because this is made of blue and yellow fibers. It's like one of the warp versus the weft. One is yellow, one's blue, and it makes like funky brown. I'm like thinking about what thread to use, and it's like, well, technically this one matches. Hey, by the way, you shouldn't put a shirt together like that. Like, putting the sleeves on like that makes it a lot less like intuitive to get the corners of the sleeve, like right here to the shirt body, to actually like line up properly so that it like sits right when you turn it out. I just like, it's been a long time since I put a shirt together, like a real shirt together, and I could not be bothered to remember how to do it right. So I just did whatever the fuck I felt like. Nighttime mode Dorian, which has the hair rollers in. So ordinarily for a shirt like this, I would usually just do like a very simple rolled hem along the bottom of it. I didn't want to do that because I did not want to reduce the amount of like length because I need it to tuck into the belt. So instead of that, I did like a little like binding situation. The first seam was by machine, and then I decided I was going to fell the entire thing by hand instead of running it through the machine again. Partly because I think it would look better, partly because I was a little bit worried that some bits of it would disagree with my machine because of how thick it is. It's you know, not a tough fabric, but there are many layers at some points. And also partly because apparently I'm fucking insane. Although to be fair, it's not like a good felling stitch, it's quite loose. Hi, can I help you? What's up? Oh. You have commentary to offer? Oh. So now that I have this constructed, I'm actually gonna wash it because I concluded that I did not pre-wash these fabrics. I usually do that kind of immediately when I get fabrics nowadays, but I got these so long ago that I couldn't remember. So I washed this because I wanted to have it washed before I put the tassels on, because I don't fucking ever want to wash it again after I have the tassels on, because washing things with tassels on them... And I'm really glad that I did that, because the amount of dye that came out of this... I wasn't anticipating any dye, but I guess it was like fresh fabric that they used to make the dress. So I am going to use this moment to make this a PSA. If you have this situation where you have made something and then the dye still bleeds, like what happened with me with Kifri's fucking male wife tunic over there, you still want to wash it, obviously, but what you want is not regular detergent. You want to get a detergent that is specifically made for washing like freshly dyed fabrics. I just realized I forgot to mention how it actually works. I mean, I don't know how it works, but like what it does is washes the dye out of the fabric and then keeps the dye particles suspended in the water rather than re-entering and restaining the fabric that is, you know, being washed. The brand that I believe is like the usual thing that people buy is called Synthropol. This is Dharma Trading Company's like own version of that. It's called Dyer's Detergent. You get this on Dharma, on their website, or if you live in like, I'm just realizing I don't actually know where Dharma is. It's like up sort of near Vallejo, but anyway. If you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can drive to Dharma and you can, now I have to look that up or it's gonna kill me, hold on. San Rafael. So with that in mind, and with this in my repertoire, I am going to wash the shit out of this, that is a technical term, and then I'm gonna work on the belt. Okay, here are my first thoughts while it's still fresh in my mind, because I want to have a little review moment. First of all, the music goes crazy. It's like a very subtle thing, and it blends very well into like the whole picture, but if you're paying attention to it, the music goes so crazy. Second of all, I can tell this was done with a lot of respect to the manga and to the visuals of the manga specifically. Some of the like transitions into like from one scene to the other, like in a flashback kind of way, are so gorgeously done. And there's a lot of like references to like specific panels and to like the artistry of those panels. Third, I think the intro is like the prettiest intro I've ever seen. Like it is visually delightful overall, I think. For like voice actor wise, everybody's pretty spot on. Personally, I think that Igwin's voice should be like deeper, but that's my opinion, you know. That's kind of, I hear him with like a slightly deeper and just a weird voice. You know, he's just so fucking weird. I also am of the opinion that like, this is gonna sound so fucking, I think they animated Kifri like just slightly too jacked. Like just he looks a little bit too muscular. Like my man has kyphosis and the most insane sleeper build you've ever seen. Like I think he should be a little bit less muscly, but he is appropriately slutty. There, we have that at least. That's like a good. Overall, I'm very excited about like how it's gonna be like as a final product. I think it's good. It's the signs are good. Okay, it's looking good. You know, I've just remembered there were two things that like bothered me at all about the animation choices, and they're like minor things. They're like my personal opinion, really, but they were things that like caught my attention and like I couldn't stop paying attention to them. The first is that the way that they chose to animate the way that Kifri's collar meets his shirt, it looks like the shirt comes up and like overlaps the collar pieces rather than it being the other way around, and that just like looks really weird to me. I don't think it's like objectively correct one way or the other, but it looks weird to me, especially as somebody who has like physically gone and like figured out the mechanics of making that collar work in real life before. And then the other thing was like the animation when people are drawing. And it's like beautiful. It's like this gorgeous, like smooth, very flowy animation with a like a really, really satisfying like pen scratching sound. But the thing is like they're using pens with nibs, and when you're doing that, you can't use it like a ballpoint pen, because it's directional. You can do a downstroke, you can do kind of a side stroke, you can't push it forward. You can't, it doesn't work like that. It'll catch the paper and like scrape and be really awful. And they were just kind of doing like all like directional things without like regard for that. And I'm sitting there like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's gorgeous animation, but I'm so sorry, you cannot do that with a nib. That's my only critique. Obviously, it would be a lot more effort and probably more money, therefore, to animate with regards to that, because I think you would need like kind of a reference for everything that a character draws with the direction that their arms are gonna go. You would need to like do a lot of like study of calligraphy work and stuff, but it makes sense. But I am gonna be like looking at it every single time it happens and be like, you can't do that. Anyway, moving on to the second shirt. I have spent some time looking at this fabric, contemplating it even. I don't have a lot of it, so I think I am going to have to deviate from the plan a little bit in some type of way here. I need these front and back pieces to be about an 18-inch cut. That leaves just like a little bit of room in my shoulders, so that takes up over half of the length of the fabric, which means that this is all I have left for the sleeves, which results in sleeves that are quite narrow. This is essentially how wide it would be, which is wide enough for my arm, but like I wanted them to be poofy.
So I think my options here are I am either going to have to deal with the sleeves being very narrow and not what I wanted them to look like, or I am going to have to do some really weird piecing. I'm not entirely sure what it is that I want to do, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut my pieces out as the ones that I am certain that I will need, and then pin something together and make a decision based on that. Oh my god, where the fuck are you little assholes even coming in? So, well, first I'm gonna throw this tiny bug outside, and then we're gonna start cutting fabric. Just realized I should pre-wash this piece before I cut it, because I know from the other shirt that I haven't done that. It was worth it. It was really dirty, but I'm just really mad that I didn't think to do it before. So what I'm left with after cutting out the shirt body and the sleeves, most of the sleeves, is a piece that looks like this. This is not a lot of fabric. So what I can do here is I can either use this for waistband purposes and like neckband purposes, or I can use most of it to add pieces back into the sleeves. They are this big, which is like wearable but kind of tight. I can add one in, which doesn't change that a whole lot, or I can double it up and have the result be something that is like mostly satisfactory. You know, we're approaching the level of sleeve poof that I was kind of going for. That does not leave like basically any material left. I could do like very small gussets and that's kind of it. So if I do that, I have to bind all of the edges with something else, which does actually lead me to showing you a different piece of clothing design that I did. So this is something that I drew quite a while ago, and I think I could draw from like the same kind of inspiration here and essentially make this shirt instead. So we've got like a similar vibe going on. Same shape, basically. Again, not really what I wanted with this shirt. I kind of wanted it to be all one color. I wanted it to be like a plain white because that goes with everything. But we're working with what we have here. So the cuts of fabric that I needed for the body and the sleeves left me with one tiny little like strip. So from that I made like a facing to make button plackets to give it more security, so that I didn't have to do like a double fold and lose a lot of fabric. And then from the itty bitty little scrap of fabric that remained from that, I have made the tiniest sleeve gussets that anybody has ever seen. I proceeded to put both of those on the wrong way because I was not paying attention to which side of the shirt was the outside, and then managed to learn absolutely nothing from that experience and put both of my sleeves on inside out. Do you know that meme where it's like saying like, oh, AI is gonna take over like creative jobs too, like physical creative jobs, and then the response being like, I'd like to see AI measure fabric 6 times and then still cut it wrong. That's what it feels like. But we have a shirt body. I have to finish the insides of the sleeves and the side seams, and then we can start cutting out the contrast fabric. Also, I just rewatched Monty Python and the Holy Grail for the first time in like literally at least a decade, and I need you all to like observe something with me. Is this not the Peter Griffin pose? Is this not the fucking Peter Griffin pose? Is this like a secret origin of... one of the cruelest of jokes that will be played on you if you are a person who sews garments from scratch is that you think you understand necklines. You think that perhaps you have finally mastered knowing how necklines work. And then you go and you cut out a neckline and your fabric goes, actually, fuck you. The thing about necklines is that they're just circles. That's something that I learned within the past year, is that they're literally just circles. But the thing about it is that, like, they're so very, like, I have it offset, but apparently not enough. You know, like, you've got your shallow portion of the circle in the back, and then you've got your bigger portion of the circle in the front. Apparently that's not enough. And you have to put, like, barely any curve in the back piece at all, and all of it's in the front, because I guess that's how necks work. The back of your neck is much closer to your shoulder line than apparently I thought it was. So I think what I'm gonna do with this is actually fish out the fabric scraps that I cut off of this and just fucking reattach a piece in the back. But I'm not gonna deal with that right now because I don't want to. And what I'm gonna do instead is a whole bunch of hand sewing. So I've solved the neckline ordeal. I did in fact go and fish out from my scrap bin the cutoff piece from the neckline, but then I remembered that I had cut it in multiple parts, so I cut like a little bit, like a shallow curve out of the back, just to sort of like be careful about it. I was like, I'm gonna be shy about this cut and like sort of try it on and see, and then I did that and was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine if I cut it a little bit deeper in the back. So the little scrap of fabric that I had there was too small to put on this, so what I did was I took the final remaining piece of fabric, the last little scrap of fabric that I hadn't used, and added that back in instead, which was just big enough. And then the collar is just a rectangle. Attached that, gave it a press so that it stands up a little bit more easily, and then finished it by felling the collar piece over the edge with the tiniest seam allowance that anybody has ever used to fell a seam. I don't recommend using a 1/4 inch seam allowance if you are trying to flat fell a seam with some bulky bits in it. But that's how I am as a person, so she's got a lot of weird piecing going on, but you know what, since we already had to do that with the sleeves, I feel like it looks less weird in the back. I mean, it still looks weird in the back, but at least there's sort of like a running theme going on. And so all I have to do now is take some time, first of all, to cut all of the stray threads off of the inside, because man, this linen likes to fray. And then do the buttons and buttonholes, and then I can call it done.
You end up getting googly eye ASMR from this. Sorry, but I need to do this for the bit. Okay, review time. All right, green shirt. Very pleased with this one. I love the colors so much, and it's like exactly what I was envisioning. Bug, you gotta lock in. You gotta stay put. Come on. The buttons and loops are like very effective for like anchoring the shirt to the belt, or at least like they will be when I fix them. I gotta tighten a couple of them up. There's a few in the back that are like stitched a little bit too wide, and the buttons really like to slip out of them. But like the last couple of ones that I did are more in the front, and they don't do that. So I do know that like the concept works. I will also say that I had to rearrange this whole fucking room for a minute to get some of those shots, and throughout that process, it didn't come untucked. So it does work. I love the tassels. I love the tassels, and I also love that it's like adaptable into a more casual thing. The only real gripe that I have is that like the sleeves sit a little bit weird in here, and I think that is partly from like the difference in stiffness between the materials, and also it's partly my fault for attaching them in that fuck-ass way. So I might go back in and like fix that at some point. It's like kind of noticeable when I'm not wearing anything under it, and it's just on my skin, and I can like feel the difference. But if I'm wearing a layer under, I can't tell. It doesn't feel weird or anything, but still it like you can tell visually that it's a little strange, I think. White shirt. It's a little ways away from the original like design plan, but I love how this looks. And it's definitely like still very much in line aesthetically with the style of Witch Hat. We got a lot of weird piecing going on, but I feel like it's in places that are not really like super visible. And also, since there is so much of it and it is symmetrical in placement, I feel like we can almost pass it off as like being intentional. It's not so noticeable as to like detract from the overall appearance of the shirt, and that's what really matters. My buttonholes are like a little bit ugly, and that's because I used a contrast thread, and it's not a thread that's like actually supposed to be for buttonholes. I think there's like real buttonhole thread, or I could have used like embroidery floss if I had any in an appropriate color, but I didn't, so I just used regular thread, and that's how we're gonna live. I might go and like try to dye the little like thread bits from the shirt fabric that you can see, but also probably not, because I can't be bothered. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. And that's really all I have to say about these guys. Thank you so very much for watching, especially those of you who watched the whole way through. If you enjoyed the video, do please tell it so. It would help me out immensely. And if you're new around here and you liked it, I will invite you to subscribe. I upload like once every month or two, and I think because of that, the algorithm really likes to tank my videos. So if you want to like actually know when I've uploaded something, you might even turn notifications on for this channel. And if you've made it this far, tell me in the comments who your favorite Witch Hat character is and why. Or perhaps maybe let's just like talk about how the anime is going. I think it's going quite well. I just watched the 3rd episode the other day, and I like almost started crying because it was just like really beautifully done. I was like, oh my god, they put so much care into it, and the transitions are incredible, and the music is so good. Or maybe you haven't read or watched Witch Hat and you're just like here for the vibes, in which case actually there's this really cool manga you should read. It's called Witch Hat Atelier. Anyway, thank you again for hanging out with me in my atelier here for a bit, and I'll see you later. Hey, me and the bug saw you from across the atelier, and we hate your vibe. Can you guys be quiet for like 2 minutes? Yeah, what's it taste like? Welcome to the behind the scenes portion of the video, where I have to rearrange my entire workroom just for one specific shot. You're going here. Tank my videos, so like, what are you even doing in here? Certifiably the least comfortable picnic spot anybody could possibly ever have. Wanna know the secret? Girl, what the fuck is that? What is that?
I'm hungry. I'm going to go make
Do I have any food? I have mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.